Hello bitchlings! Today I'll be challenging myself physically and mentally and psychically especially. Mental stuff happening today. Me and my friend are going to play the game called Red Door, Yellow Door, Any Other Color Door. And this is a psychological game. There's been rumors that this would be paranormal, but no, it is not. It is a hypnotic state game or a ritual where you get to see or peek into your own subconscious. That's what it actually is. And the idea of the ritual is that one person will be the guide in this, I'm gonna call it hypnotic meditation because that's what it is, this hypnotic visual meditation, and the other person is the one exploring their subconscious, and we will be doing this with my friend because I want to know my subconscious better. And this is kind of a warning for people who want to attempt this game, as it is quite psychological in nature and surprising. You never know what you have in your subconscious. It can be dangerous. So if you think about an iceberg, here is the top of the iceberg. That's your conscious mind. This means that these parts you know well, and these parts when you're awake you get to kind of notice these parts. But there's like a whole lot bigger part down here that is the subconscious level, and we are not conscious about it. And even an unconscious layer even down below. Now what the game or the ritual does, it puts us in the hypnotic state where we are able to tap into subconscious and unconscious levels. And especially in the unconscious mind, there are a lot of trauma memories packed, usually with people. There's the shadow self there, there are different kind of things that you don't wish to know about yourself, suppressed memories, all of these kind of things that can really scare someone who doesn't know what it's all about, and it can be psychologically harmful. I wouldn't advise anyone doing the ritual unless you are in a stable state of mind and unless you are knowledgeable on shadow work and have experienced shadow work, as I have. For example, I do a lot of trance state work, I do a lot of hypnotic work, I do a lot of that kind of stuff where I regress in order to understand things more vividly about my psyche. So in that way, shamanic work is not something new to me, and I feel confident in trying this out. That being said, my friend is also very well versed in this kind of things, so me letting her be my guide in that hypnotic meditation, I feel completely trusting in her and her capabilities of guiding me. So these are all the kind of things that you should keep in consideration when playing this game or doing this ritual. So basically, I want to kind of address some things. People have been telling that it's a paranormal game because there are certain rules. For example, if you bump into a woman, an old woman in the journey, you shouldn't talk to them. Also, if you go into a room that has clocks, you should leave immediately. And also, if you come across a man in a black suit, you shouldn't talk to them and you should get out immediately. People have, because of these rules, thought, and you shouldn't descend any stairs down, you should always go up, ascend. Is it that way? Yeah, anyway. People have thought that those are paranormal things and you can get possessed. That's not what happens. The thing is that those things are your psyche's way of symbolically showing you some parts of yourself. And basically what these represent is the time represents, for example, going back in memories or going forward in your thoughts, in your memories. It's kind of this disorienting thing, and because of that you shouldn't stay in the cloak room. The other thing is the old lady and the man in suit. The old lady, usually when we go into the symbolics of why it appears in many people's psyche and dreams and visions. What are you guys doing? Cats, just being cats. Anyway, what they represent in your psyche is oftentimes either death or loss or something else that's kind of making you anxious and depressed, fearful. So that's why people tell you shouldn't talk to the woman, because you can get terrified and you can get like traumatized by that in that psyche trip. I'm gonna call it trip because it's a trip into your subconscious and unconscious mind. Then we have the man in suit, which is, at least when I've seen people play this, I think that that's the shadow self, basically, when we're like putting it very on simple terms. He's the repressed things about yourself that you don't want to know about yourself, that you've kind of abandoned about yourself, the things that you don't want to look at. For example, for me that would probably be like me being aggressive, me being weak, things of that nature that I've dig up during my shadow work sessions. But if you have no idea what those are, you're gonna probably be shocked if you talk to the man. So that's why people are telling you not to do it. Also, people are telling people not to open the doors that are dark, because those are usually like the darker parts of psyche, and also not going down the stairs, because in Freud's analysis, oftentimes the cellar or down low means deeper down into the unconscious mind. And the unconscious is basically what's the worst part, or like it's the most dangerous part, because that's where our mind locks the kind of things that we don't want to face, or we can't face, or we don't have the the kind of things that our psyche couldn't handle. That's why repressed memories and things often reside there. And in this game, when we're going into a hypnotic state, a highly suggestible state, and we are kind of letting go of reservations, that's when we can tap into that place, because we feel extremely safe. And that's kind of the reason why this game can be dangerous. People have gone into catatonic states playing this game. I hate the word game, but doing these trips, you can go into catatonic state, you can go into psychosis, you can basically get traumatized or re-traumatized. There are a lot of kind of things that can go wrong, but that's why you have the guide here, okay? So the job of the guide is kind of to nudge you out of there if it seems like you're too distressed, but this takes a lot of understanding about psyche. So that is why people who don't have any idea of this kind of work shouldn't, in my opinion, try this game out. So if you have no idea about shadow work, you've never done it before, and you have no idea about psychology and how it works, human psychology, you shouldn't do this. But I'm probably going to film my session. I'm not sure yet if I'm posting it. It depends on what kind of things come up, but I'm very excited. And I want to show you guys a session just because shamanic work is what I mainly do, and I think that this is a great new kind of TikTok thing that kind of has something to do with shamanism especially. So yeah, I hope you guys like it, and I see you guys hopefully in the red door, yellow door, any other color door type of video. And I'm going to show you guys my artwork that I did on that exact idea of psyche. I'm gonna show it to you because I'm excited, and it's been a long time since I showed you any of my art, so I'm gonna show you some of my shadow work art just to give you guys a glimpse of somebody's psyche who does shadow work, so you know what to expect when you play this game. So yeah, just wait a little bit. So yeah, I do a lot of art therapy type of things, and this is the Any Other Color door painting that I did. It's about different layers in the psyche, and it's abstract, so that's something that I did. I would love to know your interpretations of that, because I pretty much did this on a whim and from a feeling base. I'm gonna show you another one probably. This is my diary of like my mood diary, so I'm not gonna show you everything, but there's gonna be tits. So that's about emptiness and how emptiness feels like. That's not so much abstract. And then these two are about anxiety and eating disorders. But yeah, all kinds of things reside in our psyche, and we shouldn't really... Also, I'm gonna show you this one. This is about erratic thinking and not being able to focus. It's called Emotional Quarantine, and how it feels like to have too many emotions at the same time. But yeah, in your psyche you can kind of see all kind of images when shadow working, and it can really be quite scary even. This is lampunhenkilö, the personality of the lamp. Also made out of a feeling of aggression and kind of how that feels to me, how aggression feels. So when you do that kind of stuff, you're going to see a lot of images, and it's going to be very symbolic, and I've just put a few of my own shadow work things here, so that's kind of the twisted shit that you can wait from, like that kind of working. And here we have some that says silence. So yeah, if you're not ready to see some shit, maybe don't do that kind of work, but personally I feel like it helps me in my process of like processing different kind of things. For example, then after these kind of sessions, whether it be shadow work or shamanic tripping or any kind of trance state work, I can bring stuff out of my subconscious like this, and I find it helpful for my healing process. So yeah, some people might find it helpful, some people might find it horrifying. Which one are you, and are you ready to find out? Let's see. Happy Pride Month, people. In my city we're having Pride Month today, and I'm supporting as usual. Bye everyone.